That was weird. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this reading. If you found this reading, I'm sure it resonates. If it does not resonate with you for whatever reason, then feel free to click off the video. It's no big deal. First sign, obviously, in this video, I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. I was told that that is a sign to let you know if you've been seen. It's a synchronicity. It's a sign that this video is meant to you if you resonate with this sign. I got a few decks here today. I have my dragons. I have Earth Magic, which is actually my very first deck that started me on this journey years ago. And then I have my Shadow deck. And then we have the Rider-Waite Tarot deck today. I also have my Pendulum here. But if you end up liking this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also feel free to let me know how, what you got out of this, or how you like this reading, or anything. I'm open to it. Just make sure it is constructive criticism if we are to go down that route. But I am not here to tell or decide anything for somebody. This is to give perspective, insight, and hopefully understanding. Just, it's all meant to be helpful. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with, actually, I'm being called to start with the Earth Magic deck. Let's see what's coming through today. I've been getting quite a few different messages today. Don't know how entirely collective they are or not, but we will find out shortly. Spirit of the Divine, help me to connect into the collective. This is meant for. May it be a clear channel to bring forth the highest truth and what is needed and necessary to be heard or known right now. Please also preside over this reading, that it is protected and safe. Okay, let's get into it. What is going on with everybody? I don't really read this deck in reverse often. Yet I can if I must, or if I feel called to, I should say. Usually when the cards are in reverse for me on this deck, and a lot of times I just more see that as like a arrow pointing towards you or your inner world. Not always necessarily like it's the opposite of what it means. I started off very much going by the book when I first started reading, but then it turned into a lot of more intuitive and realizing that it's a very fluid practice this is, and the more you tap into that, honestly, the clearer and more concise the readings end up being. You're not guessing so much. So right now, okay, what's coming through for the collective, or whoever's tuning into this message, is we have something submerged, obviously, right there on the card, right? Iceberg. But this deck's really easy to read, but I do want to say that, like, on a deeper level, it's realizing that as we let these superficial things melt away, warp away, what's going to happen is basically all this superficial stuff on the surface of just what you can see and what you do know so far is as that whittles away, it's going to cause this rebalancing act to take place. So what happens with an iceberg when the top part melts a lot? We have noticed that there's much more mass on the bottom, and so what happens is that oftentimes it'll end up bringing, like, it'll flip or move or shift, and it'll start exposing more of the underside to it. And so that's kind of what's going to be taking place here. What you may not be aware of right now is this is all very karmic. It's in your DNA. So we're dealing with ancestors. We're dealing with soul contracts, cosmic origins, things of that nature that are actually a lot to do with this. So that's what you're going to find submerged. It's what's behind this energy. This is what we may not be aware of. And I'm actually getting very much so, like, a lot of us are not aware of it. What you're aware of is, like, actually, like, which is kind of different, is that this is actually leading to our creative side. It's actually, the more this stuff that's been submerged is coming forward, we're actually experiencing more harmony, which is, like, kind of odd in this contrast. So what I'm getting is, like, you're getting this energy. It's very uncomfortable. It's very different, and you're kind of like, what the heck's going on? But at the same time, you've noticed the more you like it, because then you're noticing the more you go down this path and allow this, and the less you resist it and go with that ebb and flow, which is exactly how we're meant to come in alignment with this energy and move past it. It's like it's creating just much more harmony in your life. Like, things are just becoming easier. They're more effortless. Like, it's just harmony. It's like, and this also might be because it is leading you to be more interested in finding your creative side. You're finding your muse, finding your music, finding your voice, whatever appeals to you artistically or just in a creative way. It could be building furniture, refurbishing. It doesn't have to be. It could be something more or less that most people don't see as creative. It could be just doing hair. I know I come from a cosmetologist background, so, like, a lot of times people, like, kind of forget, like, how much of, like, there is a lot of creativity there, almost like an artist painting that takes place. Same thing with carpentry and other things that, like, so it doesn't necessarily have to be music or painting or writing, more the conventional, what we think of as creative. It could be anything. It could be baking. Baking's very creative. What this is doing is, this actually makes a lot of sense. So as you stay in this ebb and flow type of energy, like the ocean, with this moving through this energy and allowing it to, these things to play out, fulfill themselves, and create this more harmony in your life. It's going to create this. You're going to find an inner sanctuary. Maybe that's also outside ourselves as well, which it eventually will expand to outside. But it is leading all to this sanctuary. And as you can see on this card, I don't know if you can see, he's drawing or writing on this cave. So it is like a sanctuary for your creative side, your creative energy. You're finding that oneness and stillness with your creative side. On the bottom of the deck, we have tree grounding. So this is going to bring a lot of, underneath all this, like, and it's just all creating this very strong, stable, grounding energy. But also, I want to note that it's in reverse. And like I said, I don't normally go in reverse on this deck, but this one is telling me to keep it as reverse. And the reason being is because you'll notice that the top half is, I know my camera's not the best, but it is definitely, like, this is like the light. So I see this as, like, the mid part, this is earth, and then I see, like, this is more the higher realms, heaven, the light, and then we have the underworld, the shadow aspect, which is an evil. It's very misunderstood in that way. but we have this in reverse. So it goes in tandem with, like I said, about the iceberg. So it's bringing stuff from below, but down, bringing it up to us. And like, it's actually, this is kind of nuanced to explain, but like, instead of bringing the light down, um, to grow, change, and transform into a higher form of ourselves, we're actually getting the reverse, where it's that underworld, the shadow element, what's been hidden, what's been submerged is coming forward, and is actually, it's gonna feel, literally what I'm being told, it's gonna feel like lights coming down, even though it's actually coming up. It's kind of like, I'm just seeing, it's almost like very like topsy-turvy like type of energy is like what I've seen it as, like, where it's like you don't really know which way is up and down and left and right, like it, and it can be disoriented if you think too much in the like too like restrictive in that way, and it's best to be in this ebb and flow where it's like just focus on what feels good and what feels right and what is bringing in more harmony and leading you to that more of a sanctuary type feel in your life, because it's coming from both sides, and right now we're experiencing the light as it, and this influx of light coming in, this awareness coming in, but it's coming mainly from below the shadow side of ourselves. Um, let's see, what else do we got here? I'm feeling called to pull from this deck, just my tarot deck. Um, do we have any further messages coming through that would help with this collective? Honestly, I'm feeling like this is pretty straightforward. We got a couple cards that came up. So, what I'm getting, and it's actually key that these landed where they did with the other cards. So there's a union happening within you that's going to be seen with outside of yourself. And I know a lot of people see this as good lovers. It could mean love. Like I said, it's all about DNA and karma. But it's like, it's bringing this, like, I also want to notice, like, look at there's a spiral. There's a double helix spiraling of two snakes, and then we got it again. So it is very much like we are merging these two aspects within ourselves, which is also leading to us merging something within ourselves to something outside ourselves. It's creating this harmony, it's creating this union. So like that's just like additional confirmation that like this, if this is your message, this is happening and it is good. Um, with these reversals, I am seeing it's like has to do with work that has been done that's been submerged through this time. Like it being in reverse, it's pointing more just inward. It's actually like I'm seeing this actually as like this is like an iceberg, like in a sense, like the bottom of an iceberg, and it's got all these pinnacles, and like, but all this is about to shine through. Like all this work, you've been doing a lot of inner work, whoever this is, and like you have all these like coins of these stars, like this potential, and it's all like at the bottom of your iceberg. It's all submerged, but it's coming through. It's actually like with these snakes, like I'm seeing it like it is. It's like it is rising like a kundalini up out of you. And instead of it being so chaotic, it's bringing actually a lot of harmony. The more you're in ebb and flow, the more harmony it's going to create. If you resist it, that might not be the case. And this might not be your message. With the High Priestess, with harmony, it's so the High Priestess deals with a lot with the unknown, the subconscious. Um, and what I'm getting is like where this plays, especially with the harmony card, is like from something you didn't know or weren't willing. I'm getting more willing for a lot of you, but some of it is like you didn't know how to work with this part of yourself that was hidden in the subconscious. Is that what's coming through is like these are parts of yourself you didn't know what to do with them, and you're now, as they're coming up, as they're not being submerged anymore, you're going to start, the more you're in that ebb and flow energy, you're gonna start having the aha moments where you're gonna realize what to do with this energy. And before, if you weren't willing to do something with it, you're going to be know and be willing and wanting to do something with this now. Because that's what, like, I am reading this very much in the opposite sense. That's like, because normally upright it's like it's having an energy of like knowing a lot and everything, having all this, this fruit behind you, this potential behind you, but staying in this, I'm not willing or wanting to do anything, not willing or not knowing what to do with it, but I have it. But in reverse, as it is, that's actually not the case anymore. You're harmonizing with this, and now you're coming into knowing of what to do with this and wanting to do something with this, feeling inspired action to do something with this. So I think that pretty much says it all. Just trying to see if there's anything else coming through. I'm getting the dragons have something to say. I'm just going to trust that. What would you like to share with us today, my dragon friends? Is there anything else particularly you'd like to share, or that is going on with this group of 10 people that would help them know that this is for them or not? Take that one. So at the bottom of the deck I have enlightenment moving forward, and with it in reverse I'm getting that something within you has shifted and you're moving forward. You've been enlightened about something and you're moving forward with it. You've gotten the green light on whatever it is you've been like patiently waiting to be able to move forward with. This is causing you to define yourself. And it's a huge transformation taking place. I don't know how well you can see it, but he has things coming up. Yet again, we have the spiraling pattern along pillars. You're seeing it along their feet down here. And so it is. It's once again, it's showing it's something, a hidden aspect of ourselves, which a lot of people call the shadow. We're receiving gifts from the shadow. Whoever you are, you've been doing a lot of shadow work, and what's coming through is that now is the time where like you're gonna start seeing the gifts of healing those shadow aspects or bringing them into your awareness and integrating them has caused like this is an integrating energy that like whatever seeds you had planted or parts of your shadow you have like healed and integrated, they are now, they are rising up, they are coming into integration with you. You have made peace with this, and it is now going to, you're going to start seeing the the gift or what you could be doing with this, and like what, like it'll just all start making sense, like what you were healing and like what you were integrating will start making sense, like it'll start having like tangible like parts to it, like where you can, like I said, you're gonna know what to do with it and you're gonna be willing and inspired to do something with this now. Where before it was kind of like, okay, I'm doing all this like shadow work, I'm healing all these things, but like, you know, nothing else is really happening. Like, yeah, I feel more peace, I feel lighter, like da 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 da, but like I'm not see like where you kind of weren't really seeing much of a transformation or a change taking place. Well, that's all happening right now. You just know that is all happening right now. You're right where you're supposed to be. Like, you did an amazing job. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Like, congratulations. And, like, enjoy this integrating time. It's going to be very, I'm getting a lot of ease and grace. It's going to be, almost feel like rest. But you're going to also want to take action. But it's not going to feel like strenuous action. It's not going to feel like it's making, like you're going to still feel very rested in all this and grounded. um I'm also getting like bringing attention to like it's a unicorn looking kind of dragon, so it's kind of like whoever you are, you found something rare within yourself, that unicorn kind of a gift. um it's like you've tamed some sort of beast within yourself, and what would normally like has always been seen as like a monster or difficult to deal with, but you've tamed it. You've integrated. I mean, look at, he's resting his hand on it. You've become friends with it. You transformed it, and by transforming that, you've transformed yourself. Like, this is actually really beautiful. like, um, and like I'm also seeing how like this is pointing forward, so it's like by coming together, this will propel you forward. This will point the way. So trust yourself and trust this new part of yourself that is coming. What I'm getting is coming back to life. This used to be alive in you and in your life at some point, or even in a past life, but it is now receiving new life and new direction and an enlightened way of being. Um, and shadow work's not easy, so like I completely like congratulations on getting through it. Whatever you work through was like, to be giving like a gift like this, it had to be, it's pretty major, like what you went through to, you know, heal and pull this out of yourself and want it to even come forward. Because oftentimes it's more just it doesn't want to come forward. It's you're not ready for it. So you are ready for it, or you're about to be ready for it. So get ready to receive this unicorn type of a gift. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and look forward to doing this next time for you. Sending you all the love. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.